Hello everyone, Craig Ripley here. Welcome to another edition of Living Off the Slab. Today what I want to talk about is my final packing before we get ready to head out to go to Alaska. That's starting on June 24th. I've had several requests to do exactly that, right? What I'm going to be doing today, to go over what my final setup for the bike is and how I've put everything together to head out on this Alaska trip. So this is it. This is my final setup, how I'm going to head out on the road. You've seen most of it before. A couple of things are going to be new, so I'll go over those. But basically what I've done is I've taken all of my camping equipment, I put them either on the top of my panniers here in these DrySpec bags from Twisted Throttle. These are D28 double-ended bags, or I've got a D38 DrySpec bag up here on the top of my main luggage rack. So before I show you what's inside these bags, let me show you how I've got them tied down. So for these side bags that are on top of my panniers, I'm just using some Rok-Straps. I believe these are the 40 or 42 inch Rok-Straps, so they're adjustable, and they're just tied into the eyelets on the panniers and then run through the eyelets that are on the DrySpec bag here, and it holds it nice and tight, nice and secure. For this larger D38 bag here, Twisted Throttle has a great retention system, right? There's a strap that goes onto your rack down here, and then there's a little metal buckle here that fits up into a nice eyelet on the bag, and then you simply tighten your strap down like this, and it pulls it nice and secure. And then if you want to get it off, you just pop this up, and you can pull that right out. It's pretty easy, and it really holds it securely. So in that right side bag, this is what I have. I've got my Sea to Summit air mattress. I've switched air mattresses. I'm no longer carrying that big bulky one. I've now got a smaller blow-up mattress. All right, I also then have my cot and my camp chair, and I've got a couple of rolls of paracord that are for hanging up our tarp, which we'll go over in another video, or if I need any extra tie downs, if something breaks, then I've got it as well. In that left side bag, I've got my tent, right, my tarp, some tarp poles, and then my pillow. Right. So inside that D38 top bag, I've got my sleeping bag, I've got a towel, right, some of my cooking utensils here, my jet boil, my cup, and again, my eating utensils and things will be in this bag. Now, one thing you might notice that's missing from that list of camping equipment that I just showed you is I don't have my bear vault in there. And that's because after doing that video and then Peter and I sitting down and talking, and after we've decided that we're going to basically be carrying smaller amounts of food with us, you know, the oatmeals and coffee is about all we're going to be taking, well, we decided that we could consolidate, right? We could use Peter's larger bear vault, and we'll throw all my stuff in there, and that gives me room for more camera and electronic equipment. So I really appreciate it, Peter. Thanks a lot. That helps me out. Now, you probably noticed as we were going through all this stuff that there's some new things I have up here on the back of my top rack, and that is I have these two gallon containers. This is red gallon for gasoline, and this is a gallon container, white, for water. And these are from Roto-Pack. And if you haven't seen a Roto-Pack before, it's basically they are tied down like this. There's a little device with a spinning top piece that goes on your rack. The container goes down over the top of that, and then you snap it right in place, and it's nice and snug and nice and tight. Now, in reality, are we going to need this stuff? Well, I don't know. Probably not. But there are a couple of sections where we're going to have to go a good ways between gas stops. So just to make sure, I'm going to carry this with me. I'm probably only going to fill it up, as I said, on a couple of days. Most of the time we're not going to need it. However, the water container I'm definitely going to use. When we get into campgrounds, I can go off and get myself a gallon of water, so we don't have to worry about going back and forth to wherever the water is within the campground. And also, if we do get on a section of road where we have to go several hours without being able to stop, we will have some extra water that we can refill some of our hydration devices. So again, I think those are going to come in really handy. Now let's move on to the panniers. Now this is my left side pannier, and what I've got in here is, in this red bag here, this is my on the bike clothing. That's my base layers, my LD Comfort stuff. And then I've got here my mid layers in this bag. I've got some of my tools back here in this little roll-up pouch. And then I've got an extra pair of shoes. These are my camp shoes. So in addition to that, I've got another bag of clothes. This is my off the bike clothing. All right, there's a pair of pants, a shirt, and some extra underwear and socks in there. All right, in addition to that, I've got another pair of gloves that I'm going to be carrying along with me. This is a waterproof glove, so I'm just going to tuck that down in the side here. I've also got some rags I'm going to be carrying with me. Those are going to get tucked down in the side. Then I've got some bug spray and stuff that was going to go inside my bear vault. Well, I'm just going to keep it in here, and then we'll throw it in Peter's bear vault in the evening. All right, and then on top of that, I have all of my personal care items. Those are going in this bag. So once I stuff that all in, then I've got a little bit of room left over, but not a ton in that left side bag. Now I don't want to waste any space, so in the top of my pannier here, I've got another bag that's from SW MOTECH. It's a Trax bag. Again, you can get it Twisted Throttle. And inside here, I've got things like suntan lotion, some spray for my windshield or my visor. I've got a little pin light here that I can get to. I've got a kickstand puck in case I need it. And then up tucked underneath here, I have the cover for my tank bag. It's all stuffed in there. Now looking in this right side bag, well, what's going to be in here is basically electronic equipment. I'm going to have a couple of bags like this that's going to carry some of my GoPro cameras and other equipment. I've got a bag underneath here that's going to be carrying my main camera equipment. The one I'm actually videotaping on now. I've got this, that's a drone that you guys haven't seen yet. And then I've got my first aid kit and of course my tire pump and a couple of other tools that are going to go in there. Now this side is still a work in progress. What I'm going to have to do is go through all of my electronic equipment, figure out exactly what I need, and then only take that. Said there's a lot of stuff. If I do everything that I'm planning on doing on this trip, there's a lot of stuff that I need to take. So I've really got to work on getting that whittled down. And of course the last thing is this tank bag here. And you've already seen this, but basically what I'm going to be doing in here is recharging a lot of my electronic equipment. I've got a place to recharge GoPro batteries here. I can recharge my iPod, recharge my cell phone. I've got 4 ports in there so I can recharge a lot of things. At least that's the idea. Plus I can carry some spare glasses and any paperwork that I need up here. All right, so I know that I'm not the only one that's curious here, so I thought we'd see what all this stuff weighs. So this bag is 11 pounds. Second bag, that is 9.5 pounds. And the third dry bag is right at 10 pounds. Left side pannier, 28.5 pounds. And the right side pannier, that comes in at 26 pounds. And these Roto-Pack cans, well, they go about 2 pounds a piece, 2.25 pounds a piece. So we got about a 1.5 pound difference between the two panniers, which isn't too bad. But over on the right hand side, the lighter side, I actually have some tools and a little tool tube that is stuck underneath near the rear wheel on the right hand side, so that should balance it off pretty good. So I'll add all of this up because off the top of my head I don't have the exact number, but I think we're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 31.5, 32 pounds for the tough stuff up on top here. And then another 55 pounds or so for the stuff on the bottom. So we're in that 85 pound range, something like that, for all of this gear, which, I mean, sounds like a lot, but pretty much it's what I was expecting. All right, that's basically it. That's how the bike is going to be outfitted to head up to Alaska, again, when I leave on June 24th. So watch my Instagram channel, watch Facebook, and also check out YouTube. Again, I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to post to YouTube. Primarily, I'll be using Instagram and Facebook. So you can find those at Living Off the Slab. You can do that, do a search for that on Facebook. You should find it. And do the same search on Instagram, or you can find me under my username, that is Craig Slab, CRAIGSLAB, on Instagram. And I'm going to be posting there. Again, I hope on a daily basis. We'll see. Again, it's going to depend upon Wi-Fi and cell phone coverage up there, but we're going to do the best that we can. And once again, thank you to everyone who is purchasing from Twisted Throttle by linking through my website. It really helps me out, helps keep these videos coming. Also, we're still trying to raise money with this Alaska trip for a great cause, and that is Homes for Our Troops. So you can find out about both of those things by visiting my website at www.livingofftheslab.com. There's a link right on the home page to donate. Also, you can see the big banner that'll let you get to the different sections of the Twisted Throttle website. And for the Canadian viewers, in the description of this video and most of my other videos, there is a link to the Canadian Twisted Throttle site as well, because I know there's additional shipping charges and things if you go through the American site. So again, use that link from the description on this video. All right, gang, thanks. Appreciate it a whole lot. We'll talk to you next time.